Hi everyone, it's Kissy. So I have a message I want to share. So, have you ever wondered, like, if you know who you are on the inside, but on the outside, it seems that the reality doesn't quite fit, like, based on how I actually feel, based on how I actually think, based on how I actually move in life. This should be visible in the reality. This should be reflected as a truth in all ways, not just some parts. But I contemplated this and I realized the first thing that came to mind was our bodies are the boundary, our bodies are the shell. So it's like if people can only see your body, your physical, if all they can see is that becomes like they don't see beyond, how do they say, skin deep or whatever, beyond skin deep. But it's also, is it you that's creating a shell around what's inside that makes it so others cannot even see it? Are you hiding who you are? Have you not opened the casket, so to speak? I don't know why I said it that way, but I see like the body just like opening up from the middle, like a closet, like one of those closets, just open two doors and all is revealed. And it's like, oh, this is me. And then you just step out. But then who is me? And then it's not so much what it looks like, but what it represents, what it feels like. Because it's everything to do not with the sight of the physical, but with the sight of the internal. You have to shut down the external to a degree where you're not, it's like just closing your eyes and closing your ears and closing yourself to the world, where the outside is no longer taking your attention. And all you have left is to look in that darkness, but feel your way through it, sense your way through it. Allow the vision to show itself to you so you can, it's like you realize once you yourself realize the wealth of your soul, the wealth of your spirit, once you can actually see it, taste it, smell it, feel it, see it, without the evidence of it, you're able then to expose it, open the doors, and show it to each and every one that you interact with. It's right in front of them, undeniably in their face, undeniably permeating around their space. Oh, I recognize what you are. My eyes must have been deceiving me, they'll say. Because once they see you, they're like, wow, you are the epitome of what the world would call success. From the inside, so all of a sudden, everything that is witnessed from the outside looking in, like if you just look at things at face value, yes, realizing on the outside this looks pretty, but when I feel it internally, when I sense it with the inner version of me, my actual experience of what I am looking at, how I feel the experience versus what I'm being shown are very, very different. And in that sense, I can then dissolve what's in front. It's like noticing. There was a thing on Instagram that I saw yesterday. There was either one or two people sitting on a bench, and a gentleman comes over and offers them money to watch his car. The car is a prop of a car, and it's right in front of them parked. He offers them money. Hey, I'll give you this money if all you can do is just make sure my car is safe. And I'm just going to go in here real quick. I'll come right back. So, of course, they're like, well, sure. He literally put the money in their hands, showed them, pointed to the vehicle. Easy enough. All I got to do is watch it and, make sure it's there. As soon as he was getting in the door, he reaffirms to them, hey, he gets their attention. He diverts their attention towards him, gives them the thumbs up, like, you're going to do what I asked you, right? And they're like, of course. In that split second that he diverts their attention, literally in the second that they look, the prop falls to the ground, becoming now invisible. In that split second, when they look forward again, what just happened to the vehicle? So needless to say, the same trick was reproduced the opposite way. Once he comes out, he diverts their attention, hey, and they look over to him. He gives them the thumbs up again. You took care of business for me? And they're so caught up in the shuffle of, I'm so confused. What just happened? Oh, how do we explain that we lost the vehicle? And then, in that moment, that their attention is looking at him and they're so caught up in their head that they can't even consider what just happened, the prop is put back up. And when they look, there's a vehicle again. Their brain cannot explain that. And because in that second of your brain cannot explain it, it feels like a mental epiphany, like an explosion, it feels like, holy shit, I got mind fucked. What just happened here? That same feeling is what happens when people kind of wake up from their slumber of what they thought they were seeing, what they thought they were believing, who they thought you were, how they thought you were, why they thought you were what you are. In their minds, how you are. And it dissolves the image they created over you, leaving them to see with their internal eye what you are. And the fact that the recognition is there wakes them up to who they actually have been all this time, where they actually are in real time. And all those pieces flow right away in an instant, come together, and they're like, whoa, this is where I am, and this is where you are. And they can measure their level of growth in terms of, how long was I in a slumber? How long was I asleep to my own life? Like, where did I get caught up in the cycle of a routine that was just lifeless? And then the relief that you can surrender those things so easily and let them go because you are so convinced now, or you just realize it's so obvious now that when I let these things go, I am making space for these things to be. And what a relief. What a relief that I have the space to create what I want. What a relief that I have the space to be how I want to be. What a relief that I can experience life on my terms and not be taken over in a cyclical pattern that I'm oblivious, that I'm just like, my life is being kind of like taken over here. I'm not even participating here. Like, realistically, that's what it's like going to a job you don't like. being in a partnership that you don't want to be in, having a routine that you really don't want to do, realizing that who you think you are, you're not, and then understanding, like, well, then who am I if I'm not these things? And then you start to understand, like, holy shit, you can easily see where people have created whole identities based on their relationship, based on their job, based on their friends, based on the beliefs, their religion, just that limit their experience of life and the realization of how limited you have lived based on this one belief, or how limited you have lived based on this one feeling or experience. Like, it's not enough to shut down the valve of flow in that area of your life. So awakening is so much more than just being present and, I am here. Yes, I am here. Okay. But no, this is the reality I exist in. These are the dynamics I actually have with others. These are the ways in which I want to live more, or expand more, or feel more, or explore more. And these are the places that I am exhausted of dealing with, or these are the places I don't want to do. I just don't want to live in this pattern. It's very personal to determine how you want to live every day. But at least it's better to have the space than to not have it. Meaning that some people, no, I'll keep this job until I figure it out. You may never figure it out. You may have to leave the job to create the space to figure it out. And that's the difference. That's where it takes courage. That's where it takes faith. That's where it takes trust. That's where it takes, I'm willing to jump ship if I know that this here is the end of me, or is not life for me. It's not, like, if you can foresee this that I am in right now, whether it's this dynamic, whether it's this person, this job, or this belief, whatever, I know the way I feel here and now about this, if I have to do that for the next 50, 100 years, I mean, that's just really projecting out, right? Then absolutely not. I refuse this. Therefore, you must refuse that. You must refuse that. And then stand on that. Meaning, it's a boundary. At that point, when you say no to that, it doesn't mean that door, you're not going to flow open again. It means no. The flow of that, as it's been, I no longer accept. I close the door to that. Now I'm creating the space to see what I want to see come through that door instead. What I want to see come through that door feels like this, looks like this, whatever it is. And now I'm prepared to open that door and receive what comes through, because what comes through is the energy. But it's how I receive it that matters. And that means that where I used to receive that opening in that door, if it felt out of control, if it felt uncomfortable, if it felt invasive, like I did not have control of it, therefore I know I'm spiraling in a way that is not for me, or in a way that, no, I cannot, this will not sustain me, this cannot take me forward, or this is not going to, or it just doesn't feel right for you, right? Whatever it is, It's up to you to say no. It's up to you to stop it at the door. It's up to you to be like, I cannot, I will not. No. But to do that requires a sense of power within yourself to be able to push back, to be able to know, because the energy is so invasive, it is so intrusive, it is so pervasive. It's like water that flows through you. And it is water that flows through you. But it'll flow through you in a way that feels uncomfortable or scary or bad if you don't know how to stop it at the door, close the door, take time with yourself, sit in that space, turn on the lights, remove what you're afraid of, get rid of what you don't like, do the work that's necessary to be at ease and at comfort in that space alone, in that space by yourself. Ultimately, eventually, you learn to enjoy that space. Ultimately, eventually, that space becomes a sanctuary. Ultimately and eventually, that place becomes yours. And now you have the space and freedom to like make it whatever you want it to be, and make it feel how you want it to make it feel, and make it look how you want it to look. And you're like, okay, this is me, this is my things, this is my space, my way, like me, who I am, how I am, whatever that is, right? In whatever area of your life. But once you have that, there's a undeniable sense of nothing or no one can tell me anything about this space because I created it. And when you know what you created, and you know where you stand, and you know what you are, and when you know exactly what your power is, you open that door when you're ready. That door gets opened on your command. Whatever's out there isn't pushing, it's sitting, waiting patiently, because it's learned, no, you don't get to walk in here until I say so. You don't get to be in this until I say so. But that's commanding the energy, that's commanding the power of that reality. And it's like, okay, once you open the door and you let and you expose to whoever's at the door what it is you are, they're going to see exactly the reality of what you are. They know exactly who they are, they know exactly who you are. So there's no, we're going to play that game of dressing you up any which way I want to for my convenience and comfort. I'm going to see you as you are and adapt to you as necessary. Because I value you, I respect you, I see you. There's no denying what I feel with you. That is a knowing of who you are, reflected back as now I know you see who I am. There's no doubt, no question. So let's not play stupid here. So that's my message. I'll come back soon. Take care.